Matt Baker here with Flyover Footy. We are live right before the announcement of the Forever City kit. Place is packed. We're excited. Can't wait to hear what the story they're going to tell is, and excited to see the actual reveal. We've seen leaks, we've seen pictures. We're going to see it in person today. I'm here with Phill Grooms. We're excited to be here, and we're excited to celebrate this with all the city fans.
It has revitalized, without any question, downtown West. This pre-Versailles award winner, this Wembley on Market, this Bernabeu in Midtown, literally.
Bill McDermott, one of a kind. Just got done with the kit reveal here with Phill Grooms and Santiago Beltran, and we just had a full-on explanation of the Forever City Red kit. Matt Seebeck, Carolyn Kindle, Ty Keogh, plenty of speakers, the festivities. We learned the iconography behind the kit, and it really seems like, to me, the city is leaning hard into the color. Matt Seebeck said it was Adidas is St. Louis rather is the only club that Adidas is using this color for, so they've gone full in. Next 2 years are going to be all in on City Red, and it's a sash kit. It's not a full-on sash, one sash up top to bottom, rather 5 sashes symbolizing the 5 St. Louisans who played for the 1950 U.S. men's national team that defeated England. So we're calling back. We've got a nice little callback for the 5 sashes, and it really is simple. It's elegant, it's clean, and I think that's okay for an expansion side. I know there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of conversation about did we go bold enough, did we go unique enough? Keep in mind, the City Red color is unique in and of itself. The 5 sashes is a callback to St. Louis. We just got done listening to Ty Keogh talking about the history of St. Louis leading up to St. Louis City. So I'm a fan of this kit. I think it looks really good on the players. We saw pictures of Leuven and Hartle, Mackay Joyner, Tyson Pierce, and Miguel Perez. It looks slick on the players. I think it's going to look great on the field, and it really does look phenomenal in person. I think the colors are leaning even heavier into the City Red, the pinkish, than the inaugural kit. And it seemed like everybody was a fan, and everybody's excited to get their first kit across the street at the City Pavilion. This is what we're gonna have for the next 2 years, and I think it's a perfect home kit. It's a perfect, clean, simple, elegant callback to the past of St. Louis that City can now build towards the future with.
You know, it was a great presentation. You know, it was a great explainer for, you know, why they chose the design and the style that they did. I mean, I love the fact that the diagonal stripes do tie into that 1950 U.S. men's national team. Hearing Ty, you know, explain the stories of his dad playing and the players that played, and it was great. As for the kit itself, look, the City Red kit in 2023, that took a little bit of time to get warmed up to, but you know, nothing quite makes a fan warm up to a kit more than seeing the team succeed on the field while wearing it. So I think this kit, and with the way this team is poised this year, you know, I think this kit could still be an all-timer just simply for what the team does on the field.
Here, with Mo Football TV, the kit, I pretty much liked it. I think it looks a lot better than what the league shows. So, and I will definitely say, you know, at City Park will look a lot nicer.
I like it. It looks a lot better in person, honestly. The color looks great. The story behind it, of course, is awesome per usual. So I'm excited to see it on the field this season.
Matt Seebeck, Chief Experience Officer of St. Louis City. We just got done with the kit reveal. Tell us how you think it went.
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped to get it out. It's the next chapter for us. Season 3 is an important one, and I think with all the new energy, new players, new stadium name, as Carolyn mentioned. So for us, in many ways, it's a bit of a rebirth, and I think the kit is a really nice way to do that.
Talk us through the planning process. We've heard about what the runway is for Adidas kits. Can you give us a little insight, a reminder into the length it took to get this kit out?
We start about, I'd say, 2 years in advance, just through storyboarding and concepting, really starting to think of the threads that we want to pull come launch day like today. And then there's a collaborative process with Adidas over the next, 18 months or so, where we get samples and we test different things. So, for us, it was a no doubter that, the 75th anniversary in 2025 here of that 1950 World Cup, we knew that was going to be the main storyline behind this. And then for us, it was fine-tuning the details around it.
So 2 years ago would have put us before 2023. Yeah. What has been the evolution process of this color with Adidas? Because you mentioned that Adidas is, they allow us to use the color, and we're the only club in the world, I think you said. Talk us through that and how that developed with Adidas in this color.
So, I mean, a little bit of doubt, really from both sides on, would this color stick? How would our fans embrace it? And so thankfully, when we went through the planning process for this jersey and really kind of foreseeing into the future what 2025 would look like, we decided to go all in on it. And I think we're happy and validated in that the last 2 years fans have embraced the color, they love it, and I think to deviate from it at that point at home would have been a mistake. So we're really happy. Adidas is thrilled that we decided to go all in on City Red.
I think I heard you say the maroon is an accent to this kit.
Yeah.
It's not designed to be a new city color.
No, not necessarily. And then you see us playing with that maroon across our travel hoodies that the players are wearing and different hats. And so not meant to be one of our 3 primary colors. We've got future plans for those colors, which we're really excited about, especially for next year. But for this year, yeah, just an accent color that I think, if you put that City Red next to a yellow, it looks totally different than when you put it next to a maroon. So we're excited about the maroon. It's a nice little shade.
Talk to us about the reveal.
Yeah.
You are known for keeping things under wraps.
Yeah.
Things leaked a little bit earlier.
Did it?
I heard rumblings. So what is it like as a club when you go so long, you control what you can control, but you have something like that where something's outside of your control? How do you manage that?
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of leaks across the league this year that we all had to deal with, including us. But for a club like us that really values the storytelling aspect of it on our terms, because the narrative and the thought process behind it are so important. In this case, the story of the 1950 team and the homage to that, you lose all that when it's a kind of a dimly lit photo in the back of a warehouse somewhere. So I think a lot of that can kind of spoil some of the anticipation, but we're really excited for today to kind of grab back that narrative and to do it on our terms.
And you brought out probably the greatest St. Louisan to do that in Taikio.
Yeah.
Talk to us about his involvement and what did it mean to have him tell the story of the 5 sashes.
It's so great. And so, that sash story is obviously there's 5 stripes. It's an homage to the 5 St. Louis players on that 1950 team. But our interpretation of the sash is that we all have sash stories. I have one, you have one, and we're going to tell those stories throughout the year. Certainly the focus will be on the legends like Ty, but it really is, it's youth coaches, it's high school coaches. And we're going to tell those stories on a game-by-game basis here at Energizer Park, and obviously have that theme night in June where the focus will again be on that 75th anniversary.
So am I hearing that the experience of the fans is going to be dictated to a sense of continuing to tell the story, the evolution of this Forever City Red kit?
Yeah, we want to highlight the people that make up our soccer fabric here in St. Louis. Ty is a big part of that, but as you know, and him and Bill McDermott, Mr. Soccer, they could have been here for 4 hours telling these stories back and forth. There are countless people that have really affected the St. Louis soccer history in a positive way, and we really want to bring those to the surface through the kit, but really through our game day experience this year.
You're on record as saying City 2 is getting a new kit as well. The Forever City Red kit leading the charge. What can you tease or tell us about the upcoming City 2 kits?
So, it's important for us. I think if you remember, City 2 launched before our first team, very unique back in 2022. So it was important for us to save City Red for our first team. Thus why City 2 has been wearing somewhat of a neutral color palette, white and gray, on home and away. So for us this year, it was a chance to reboot that, especially given the success of crowds at City 2 games. And so you'll see a reboot. It'll draw inspiration from the first team kit and the storytelling that we told today. So that'll be a couple weeks. We'll launch those, and we're excited about it.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say, excitement about this, and just being able to wear this kit for the next 2 years and what do you hope this kit becomes in the history of St. Louis? A classic, regal kind of a kit?
Yeah, I do. I think I said in the press conference, it's simple yet elegant. And I think, you see the players with the collar and buttoned up. They look brilliant in it. For us, it's amazing as we've been sitting with this new kit for the last couple months, how dated the old one looks. And I think eventually everybody will get there. And I think once we do, we'll see really the simplicity behind the current design that I think will last for, 10 years or so, which is pretty exciting.
All right, Matt Seebeck, Chief Experience Officer. Thanks for joining us on Fly for Footy.
You bet.
All right, Peter Wood of City Voice fame. I'm a big fan of your sartorial choices.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Great fashion. So I want to kind of go through, even today, you got some Oxford derbies here.
Yeah, got a little Crockett and Jones.
Yeah.
British brand. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Bring it from the homeland.
Yeah.
I think you look great. The scarf is wonderful. And so we're talking about a kit today.
Yep.
So I was especially excited to talk to you about your thoughts on it.
Well, there is going to be a little bit of bias on my part. I think it's a beautiful kit. It's doubling down on City Red. You heard Matt Seebeck talk earlier. We're the only club in the world that owns this color, so let's double down on it. Also, we felt that it was really important heading into 2026 with the world's eyes focusing on American soccer to really double down on what our uniqueness was as a soccer city. I think we've got the best atmosphere in North America. And I think we've got the most unique color, and hopefully we're going to have a fantastic season wearing this shirt and create loads of amazing memories off the back of it. And then the final piece, like the sash with the 5 lines, it is homage to that World Cup game where you beat a country I might have come from. I don't want to continue talking about this, but the way that we're framing those lines is everybody in St. Louis has got their city sash story, and it's the journey from wherever you started, whether it's pickup soccer, whether it's at Veta Sports, whether it's City Futures. It's your journey from there to here in this stadium, and it's amazing. We've just done this press conference. I'm walking around and people are coming up to me and telling me what their city sash stories are. So it's everybody should feel a bit of pride and a bit of ownership in that sash in this great soccer city.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look forward to some of those stories that you and Matt were talking about. We were just talking a second ago, and you were mentioning that I hadn't considered. I love simplicity. I'm really excited about this jersey after seeing it live especially. But all the biggest clubs, they have their primary kit, and it's simple. It's a color and not much flashiness outside of that. So I thought that was a really good point of yours. I didn't know if you wanted to mention more of that.
Yeah, we've got the most unique color palette in global football. We think it looks great on the pitch. We think it makes us look big. It looks incredible in the crowd. And we're always going to be Forever City Red. That's part of the stamp of approval. It makes us unique. You can spot people when you're at the Festival of Nations walking through the crowd. You can always find a City fan. And this kit, it's classic, it's modern, it's fresh. It looks great on the pitch, but it also looks great when you wear it with your sort of going out clothes. We will flex in and out of like creative elements, but the core of the kit is always going to be City Red, because the most important clubs in the world, like the Liverpools, like the Arsenal, like they are riffs on what their core elements are. Real Madrid, it's always white. Liverpool, it's always a shade of that red, and that's the sort of area that we want to play in.
If you were to really try to show out with the jersey, how would you style it if you were trying to go all out using this jersey as part of your outfit?
I think when I go and buy my shirt right now, I'm thinking of like a double denim look, yeah. Black, just with the pop of color coming through. That's how I'm going to roll with it this season.
Okay, I like it. Lastly, you have a big event tomorrow. You're going to be doing City Voice, talking to Taylor Twellman and others. I thought I'd give you a chance to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to do our first ever City Voice live. It's down at the Pavilion. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I've got Diego up first, club president. You can't make any errors on that podcast. He's going to explain a little bit of the process behind hiring Olaf. He's going to be talking to us about his expectations for the season. So that should be a really fun one. I always love talking to Diego. He's such an amazing mind when it comes to the game of soccer, with his experience that he's had in the past. And then I'm speaking to St. Louis royalty after with a fairly sizable crowd. They might have had a few drinks by then, so it might get a little bit rowdy. I've got Taylor Twellman, who I love. I think he's real ambassador for St. Louis, and it'd be great to hear his thoughts on what's coming up in the season. We've got Ty Keogh, who's going to sit down with us, and we've heard some of his stories earlier on. I've prepped him. I need a hot take from Ty, and then we've got ownership. We've got Jim Kavanagh in the room, and he's had an elite athletic experience, an elite business experience. The man has it all. He's got great stories. I've spoken to him in the past about a whole range of things, and I can't wait to do that live in front of a crowd. I think it's going to be loads of fun.
Thanks to the club for having us out. They brought fans, they brought season ticket holders, they brought media, St. Louis soccer royalty and the Hall of Famers. It was a packed house. It's an excited bunch. We're here in the freezing cold here at Energizer Park, but everybody's a smile on their face. Everybody's excited to see this, the next evolution of St. Louis City on the field, and we're all excited to see the players wear it and get out on the pitch February 22nd.